Hello, this is John O'Connor, and today I will be making an update of the list of all of the songs in the Now series that have hit number one on Billboard Hot 100. I did one back in 2016 when we were on 58 Nows, and now I am going to do one um, on this day in 2019 with 70 Nows. But let's start from the very beginning, the Now where it all began. In 1998, Now 1. There are 141 number one hits in the Now series currently in, and there are currently 70 volumes. Actually, 70's coming out in on May 3rd, but the track list just got revealed. So we'll do the number one hit from that now, all the way up at the end. But but let's let's take it from the very beginning with this now one, and and we'll list all the number one hits featured on these volumes. So let's start with this now. Okay, so this first volume in the series, this very first volume, Now 1, the first edition from 1998, this now features three songs that hit number one on the Billboard Hot 100, including track 1, Together Again by Jeanette Jackson, track 6, All My Life by Casey and JoJo, and track 9, Bop by Hanson. That's one down and 69 to go. So Now 2 features one song that hit the number one position on the Hot 100. This now is from July 1999, and the song that hit number one that's on here is the first track, Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. All right, that's two down. We got 68 to go. Okay, this is Now 3. This was released in December 1999, and this is the only Now to be released in December. This Now, like Now 2, Now 3 features one song that hit the Billboard Hot 100, and it's the fourth track of this album. It's Balamos by Enrique Iglesias. Didn't I tell you that Baby One More Time from Now 2 was by Britney Spears? Well, let's move on to the next Now. This is Now 4 from July 2000. This is the first Now of the 2000s decade. Now 3 was the last Now of the 1990s. Either this or Now 6 could be the first Now of the new millennium. In actuality, it's, well, Now 6, but whatever. But this July 2000 album, Now 4, this now features two songs that hit number one on the Hot 100 before. Nothing. The two number one hits on this release are track 8, I Knew I Loved You by Savage Garden, and track 10, Try Again by Aaliyah, the only non-posthumous appearance of Aaliyah on any Now CD. And Aaliyah, I think, has had 5 appearances. This Now is from November 2000. Now 5, and this Now features 3 songs that hit the Hot 100 before this album was released, which is track 1, It's Gonna Be Me by NSYNC, track 12, Incomplete by Cisco, and track 14, Doesn't Really Matter by Jeanette Jackson. Okay, now 5. All right, now we're on to now 6. This now is from April 2001, the first now to be released in the spring. This now 6 album features 3 songs that hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. And they are Independent Woman Part 1 by Destiny's Child, which is track 6 of this album, and track 7, which is It Wasn't Me by Shaggy featuring Rick Rock, and number 16, which is With Arms Wide Open by Creed. This now album was released in July 2001, and this album has one song that hit the Billboard Hot 100 number 1 position before this got released, and that is track 2 of this album, All For You by Jeanette Jackson. This is now 8. This was released in November 2001. This song has this album has 3 songs that hit the Hot 100 at the top position, and which include track 1, Bootylicious by Destiny's Child, track 4, the Double Take remix of a song called Stutter by Joe, and it features Mystical and that's track 4. Stutter is track 4, and track 10 is You Got It Bad by Usher. That's another one of those number 1 hits here. Okay, now we're on to now 9. This is from March 2002, and this 9th now release has one number 1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Track 3, Family Affair by Mary J. Blige, or Mary J. Blige. Sometimes G might make a Z sound. Okay, now we're on to now 10, released in July 2002. This now release, number 10, there are 2 songs on here that hit the Hot 100 before this album was released. And it's track 11, Ja Rule featuring Ashanti, Always on Time. Ja Rule was born on Leap Day. And track 20, which is the last track of this album, track 20, How You Remind Me by Nickelback. This is one of the only 2 Now CDs that closed with the number 1 hit. And there are so many Now CDs that open with the number 1 hit. And it's 38 of them. Much more than 2. Alright, now for Now 11. Now 11 features one song that hit the Billboard Hot 100 number 1 position. It's Hot in Here by Nelly. This album is from November 2002. And Now 12 is from March 2003. Track 2, which is Bum 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 by B2K and P. Diddy, is the number 1 hit on this album. And this is the only now with purple lettering. Let's go on to for the word now and the volume number, the purple lettering. Let All right, so let's go on to now 13. Actually, this now does not feature any Billboard Hot 100 number one hits, but I will say this is from July 2003, but there are no Billboard Hot 100 number one hits here. So, you know what? Now 14 is the next now after now 12 to have a number one hit. It's track 1 of this CD, Crazy in Love by Beyonce and Jay-Z. Track 1 of this CD. Alright. Now 15 is next. Alright, so this album has one song that hit the Hot 100's number one position. It's track 3 and it's Stand Up by Ludacris. Now we're on to now 16. Okay, so now 16. Excuse me. Now 16 features. Well, I think I told you now 14 is from November 2003, and I think I might have forgot to tell you that now 15 was from March 2004. Now 16 is from July 2004, and it has 2 Billboard Hot 100 topping hits, which include Hey Ya by Outkast, the second track of this CD, and the 9th track of this CD, which is the song by Juvenile and Soulja Slim. That's Slow Motion. Let's go on to now 17. Now 17 is from November 2004. There are 2 number one hits on this CD. The first one is Lean Back by Terror Squad, featuring Remy Boyz, and that's, or Remy and Fat Joe, and it's called Lean Back, the song. It's track 2 of this CD. And the next track, track 3, by Sierra, featuring P.D. Pablo, track 3, Goodies. Those are the 2 number one hits on this CD. Next up we have Now 18. Now 18 is Now 18 is from March 2005, and Now 18 features 1 Hot 100 number one hit, and it's Drop It Like It's Hot by Snoop Dogg and Pharrell Williams. It's track 4 of this album. Alright. I'm going to show you 2 more nows in this part, and then you can watch the rest in part 2. And so on. This is now 19, and this now has 1 number one hit, and it's this now is from July 2005, and the 1 number one hit that's on this, it starts this album. It's track number 1, Hollaback Girl by Gwen Stefani, on this album. And this last now that I'm showing you in this part, this now, this is another now that does not include any number one hits. So you have it for this part of the video, and you can look at more number one hits in the Now series in other parts. Until then, peace out.